Can everybody hear me? So, yeah, welcome to the stream. I think last time the stream was easily over a week ago. And we were, in the process, we're starting the simulation for the Morgul Raiders armor. But I believe, yeah, I've done, I think, a decent amount since then. We're done the simulation for the first, almost set of armor. Interesting. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, let me know if there are any issues with the sound. Like if you can't hear me or if it's quiet or... I'm getting some conflicting messages. Trolled. Funny, okay. Sorry, you got over trolled. Yeah, no worries. Alright. At least that's settled out, so... Okay, so... here is the gist, essentially. So, I worked on it today a bit. So yeah, we've simulated all the armor, right? We've essentially done all this entire main body tunic of this middle guy. So we have an underlying cloth, and then on top of that a chainmail. On top of that, this kind of upper leather piece thing here, and then all these kind of accessory things. And then we'll add this cool little machete / knife, and some belt accessories and stuff for there's just some cool variation and stuff. So right now we're on the Retopology stage. So we've done the simulation and we've done all our cloth pieces in high detail and whatever. And so our next step will then be to make a low poly model, so we can use it in game and animate it and rig it and whatever and texture it. And that's done through Retopology. So we've made our high detail first, and then using some tools and stuff, we are just gonna build a low detail, and then from there, I'll do that for all the rest of the armor pieces, and then we will, we can do UV stuff, which is just getting it ready for texturing, and then we can texture it and put materials and stuff like that, which will be fun. We could put some leathers, some folds and stuff like that, etc., etc. That'll be my favorite part. But yeah, so we just need to essentially create the topology for all these pieces. So I've just essentially finished. This is the chainmail, right? So I can actually show you the entire thing. Right? I could do this. Right? And you can see here's essentially what we have. Here's essentially what we have, right? We have this top piece here, this kind of middle piece here, and this piece here. So these three pieces will essentially form what is the chest plate. We have an initial kind of underneath cloth layer. This is underneath all the armor. The only reason I have this, it's kind of inconvenient and it's a lot of topology, but it's the fact that the chainmail is going to be slightly transparent, and it's going to have holes in it and stuff like that. It's not going to be kind of perfect chainmail. And so... oh, I'm stupid. Oh, damn. Actually, it's not too late. We're fine. We didn't really mess up anything. but we have a cloth layer and then chainmail layer on top, but I'm just thinking I could probably, instead of having two sets of, you know, models of the body or whatever, like they have two layers, I make one layer and then just put the cloth and then put the chainmail on top of it. So, well, that's probably what I'll end up doing. That'll be actually kind of fun to test or whatever, but I'll have to see how that goes. So for the meantime, actually, I won't even retopologize this bottom layer. Right, this is supposed to be the underneath cloth layer, but what I might end up doing is just making this, and then in the texturing phase, I'll put cloth and then chainmail on top of it. It's gonna kind of like stack up or whatever. Well, yeah, I have no clue how it'll turn out, but it's good that I made this as a backup, right? Instead of having like this model and then this model where, you know, and this model is underneath it at all times. There's kind of like there's not really an angle you could see where it shows, right? So that's kind of my reasoning for that, or thinking behind that. And then yeah, all these kind of belt cloth pieces. This will look, it looks kind of a little weird now, but when we give it some thickness, like you'll see like this. When you give the pieces thickness, it does look significantly better, right? When you give it some volume, obviously you won't even have these kind of weird edge things here. So they look a little weird now, but we will add thickness to them so that they look better. And yeah, so we've essentially done the retopology for this, and this. So, which is great because these are nice, easy, flat kind of pieces of cloth that aren't very, you know, hard to do. So we'll do the belt next. Yeah, it won't be too difficult. So simple process. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna select everything else and hide it. Save for this piece. Create a new plane. Press Alt G, that brings it to the center. And then I turn on snapping just so that wherever my cursor goes, the vertex will snap to it. Like so. And then I can just kind of map it to my thing. And this will be really easy to make. It's just, this doesn't even really need a high detail. I'll probably end up sculpting on this, right? To do, you know, get some details in. But yeah, I'm just gonna go around. And yeah, make this belt. Be sure not to make it too thin, or too, you know, not enough polygons. Give it a bit of resolution. And to be honest, I'm kind of enjoying watching these two guys in chat argue about comedy. Alright. So yeah, then after that, we'll just quickly retopologize the rest of the pieces, and then I'll probably be doing, like, you can simulate the cloth, right? But there's not, I personally don't think there's enough details. So I might add a few. Probably little things like these kind of little metal rivets that hold the different layers of leather together. The tattered effect of the cloth, I don't think I'll do in Blender. I don't know if that's going to be a texturing thing or if that's something that can be sculpted. So, yeah, and this is just a really easy way to do this. It's just kind of, you have a snapping thing here, and you can just quickly, you know, start wrapping around. so. Yeah, I don't want to go. Okay, I think I've. Yeah, I don't need to put so many polygons. This. And this stream will be a bit of a shorter one. I think just because I have to do some stuff today. But I think we can get in an hour or two, at least. Well, at least an hour. Okay. Nice. Maybe distribute some, yeah, just kind of evenly distribute some of these polygons. Well, that's kind of awkward to be honest. Let's put in the middle ground on this one. Just because you want to kind of get the outline, and this one kind of dips, the belt kind of dips here, right? So you just kind of want to try to map that as best as possible. Do I think the trolls will be ready for Herod update? I can't really speak too much about it, but if I were to guess, I would say unlikely. Just a lot of, you know, animation stuff still needs to be done. Unfortunately, animations are probably, you know, the thing we're lacking the most at the moment. So if you know any, we would love to have them. But yeah, there's just not very many of them, very many animators out there. And the ones that are out there, you know, generally don't want to do stuff for free. So to answer that question, likely no. But I don't know for certain. At least we can all, you know, enjoy the troll models in the submod or whatever. I haven't tried them yet personally, but the model is spectacular. And hopefully the animations will be much better than the submod. Because yeah, we're trying to get them done, you know, kind of professionally and stuff. So, and there's been a lot of redoing and stuff of work for the animations. It is kind of a tricky field, or almost category of the mod. Hey Pope John Paul. Yeah, these guys will be spectacular when they're done. And we've got a new model for them even and stuff. It's gonna be somewhere in here. Is it here? Where is it? That's the old armor. Oops, I should not have done that. That's gonna hurt. There it is. There's a lot going on here, but here's kind of the low poly of the new guy, and we can actually compare him to the proportions of the old guy. As you can see, the new Black Orc models, much beefier, much larger overall, in every sort of way. So these guys will be pretty strong. Alright, back to the retopo. So. Yeah, almost done this piece, then we'll do the flaps. Yeah, he is a lot bigger. I still have I have yet to texture that guy, so he doesn't have his material yet. But we will get to that soon enough. But in the meantime, let's... Okay. So, that means we're done the retopo for everything except for these flaps. Kind of the flaps around the body here. So... yeah, so I've kind of split them up. I think there was... okay, so yeah, based on the variation, so I'm trying to look at the variation for these guys here. And so it appears I'm going to have to go for about 3 different chest plates, 3 different kind of chest designs. So there'll be this one here. This one's going to be fun and kind of cool to make, and it's also a little bit simpler. This one, which is we've already done. This one shows the back of one, so it doesn't show a third one, a third front kind of variation piece, but we can probably just make one up on our own. Right? We can just kind of come up with a cool kind of design for a way for the leather to come together. That's not too complicated. 3 should give enough variation for the chest plate. And then for the waist kind of piece, yeah, I'm thinking it's gonna be there's this one that I've made here, this kind of middle guy. I've essentially just modeled this middle guy, right? And then this one's also a different one. It's kind of very similar, right? This one's a bit simpler even. It's just kind of 2 side pieces here underneath the belt, tucked underneath the belt, and then 1 big middle one. That's not too bad. And then, so I'm thinking, yeah, maybe 2 kind of waist cloth variations. So just kind of the cloth here that hangs from the belt. And then we have a bunch of accessories. So we're going to have, like, I'm going to make these individual. They're not going to be on one guy, right? There's going to be, like, one guy gets a knife, one guy gets, like, a water skin, one guy gets a little pouch. And then those will just kind of be spread across the belt, across the units. And then shoes, maybe, yeah, 2 shoe variations. Maybe 2 greave shirt variations. I'm not sure how I feel about this one, though. We'll see. And then, yeah, maybe the glove thing here going on. And then one with no gloves and the bracers. And then obviously there'll be 3 variations. There'll be no hood at all, hood, back, and then hood on the head. And then they all should have hair. And then, like, I don't know how many weapon variations. Maybe, yeah, like this one. Maybe I was thinking 3 or something like that. There's, yeah, this one, like the Negan bat. And this one here, but I'm not sure what the 3rd variation will be, to be honest. So that's my only kind of concerns, I guess, just figuring out the whole variation. Alright. Such a cool project. Thank you. Yeah. We've been at it for a while, so it's all starting to come together now, There is actually, like, a significant amount of development if we think about it over how many years. Like, there is kind of a lot of work put into it at this point. And there's, hundreds and hundreds of assets and models and a lot of infrastructure that's been put down, custom tools being made and stuff. And pretty sure this was teased. Actually, let me check if this was teased, because if it wasn't, I don't want to spoil anything. Let me just check if this was teased. Ooh, it's not looking like it. It's not looking like it, so I don't think I can actually say anything. Oh, it was teased, actually. All I gotta say is look at Look at Team Diary. There's one for Case. That's the teaser I was talking about. How is the game at handling the additions? Well, as in optimization and stuff. Well, yeah, Attila is not generally even the greatest for optimization, but you know, we were not really ruining. Like we're optimizing our models and stuff, and we've developed tools and stuff to create the LODs for us. So pretty good, actually. Yeah, I would say so. You know, nothing that ruins the game. Are these guys a shock unit? I think there's actually a lot of discussion right now. If you've ever been to the discussions channel, there's a lot of people talking about where this unit is going to go. Because they're supposed to be tier 1. I don't think they're shock. Let me check, to be honest. I'll check. I don't think these guys are shock. They're just kind of tier 1 fodder. I don't know if they're just regular melee or if they're shock. Yeah, they're just infantry. They're not shock. But there are people, we are talking about rearranging a bunch of stuff in the rosters. So, yeah. So we get a new dwarf faction. Are you talking about... Oh, are you talking about... No, I'm not talking about J. Chris's new concepts for the dwarves, but... You can see all our planned factions on the Trello. But I'm talking... If you go to Team Diary channel, and you find the post on August 29th, you'll see what I'm talking about. Since Theoden is in the game, are there plans to bring in more of the more known characters? Yes, almost certainly. You can even check in the Trello. We have custom generals, right? So Trello is in the description, and there you can see our custom generals and stuff. That's part of it. So, for example, Thronduil for the Woodlands. We already have Dane Ironfoot, right, for Erebor. We have King Theoden for Rohan. Not sure if Gandalf is a custom general. I don't think so. Elrond, we have Kamul, which actually he's been already teased, so that you can already see. So I'm not too sure about. I don't know if Aragorn will be a custom for Gondor. Let me check. It's all in the Trello. Doesn't appear that Aragorn will be a custom general. Sauron will be a custom general, I can say for pretty certain. I'm not sure about Gandalf. Doubt it. I doubt it. Okay. Oh, and we got Mayron as well in the chat. How's it going? Still working on these guys. Holding pretty true to the concept, I think. Alright, next part is to optimize these guys. So, same process as before. Just kind of get these into place. Right, and then cool little trick, just to save some time, is subdivision surface, and then shrink wrap above the surface. And this will essentially split this square into 4 squares, so I only have to make a quarter of the detail, and then this thing will cover the rest. So I don't have to do as much work. And then I'll do like this. Just cover the breadth of this thing. Try to get it as square as possible. Like so. Thank you, Zarn, for answering questions as well and stuff. Yeah, public Trello. We have it in the description, so you can see the entire rosters, all the rosters, planned till now. So. Yeah. So yeah, I don't have to model as much, right? This is a pretty good way of going about it. It'll fill in all the details for me. The shrink wrap modifier here essentially takes the vertices inside this and maps it to this piece here behind it, the one I've selected. I've selected this object to be the target, so any polys will send, like I could move this out of the bounds, right? Fill this in. You know, despite this vertex being way out of the bounds, the vertices contained inside will automatically snap to my object, just because of the shrink wrap modifier. So that just guarantees that it'll just follow the topology. And then I'm gonna have to do a bit of cleanup after, once all the modifiers are done, right? Because I want to capture the edges, right? But you can see here, you can see the, you can't really, but you can kind of see here how this has a vertex at that point there, because it's subdivided, but that doesn't reach all the way to the edge, so you don't get the rounded corner. So things like that need to be manually adjusted at the end. You're going to see the same thing here. It's not going to go all the way to the bottom, right? It's only going to go between these two edges. So stuff like that. Do not want to do that, like so. Bam. And then I think, yeah, we can probably just cover this in one go. Might be a little janky, but should be good. Yeah, we'll be fine. Yeah, it is, the model does get a little weird when you start putting in overhangs and stuff like that. Kind of weird geometry placement, especially when it comes to cloth and whatnot, but I will have to do some fixing. Like there's definitely something weird going on here that I'll have to fix manually. Looking forward to Anduin Vale. Yeah, I think Anduin Vale is probably one of the least worked on at the moment. We'll get to it eventually. Yeah, some of the concepts so far are really cool and stuff. There are a lot of things I'm excited for. A lot of other factions. Because I've been on Mordor for quite some time. And let's just say I would not be upset if I got to work on another faction. But that might be a while, if I'm being completely honest. Alright. Okay, so that's done. We can do the next one. So all I need to do is just move one vertex here, and then I can I think I'm going to go with the same approach, and it's just going to be to have 3 kind of squares that cover the breadth of it. So. Right. Yeah, yep. And bring them up like this. Oops, did not mean to do that. Okay. Yep. Matt Haley, are the head models... Are the head models going to be different for these guys compared to the tier 3? Yes. They will. You can see, yeah, they look completely different. I've already made the model for the body and the head technically. We can look at it real quick. Ooh, I don't think it saved my my head project. That's a shame. No, it didn't. I had a cool project. Yeah, it's not, I don't think it's this guy. No, it's not this guy. This is a work in progress head from a while ago. But this is the head. For these guys. This is the new unit head. So that's what he looks like. He's a bit beefier. Doesn't look, you know, super, like in the concept, he's almost, his head's almost like taller, it's not very wide. Whereas this one's kind of beefier, but it'll look different. But yeah, definitely stockier, larger. Some big boys. All right. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, so Aaron Lewin. I think our trellos are different. I might have a different trello. I don't know exactly what the difference between the public, like I don't know what's public and what's private. But yeah, we do technically have it planned, but as Zarn said, under a lot of progress, right? It's probably one of the least touched ones right now, right? And then these pieces will only step. So we'll almost likely, yeah, we'll very likely finish all the Retopology today, which is very good. Yeah, I know I have the dev one. I just don't know what the like for example what I have on the dev trello that is not on the public. Maybe it's just because I'm not really bothered to check the public, but yeah. Okay. So next, this is the last one, and then it's like 2 more of the cloth things around the waist. And then we could probably do some high poly stuff. I don't know if we want to go straight to materials. Because, yeah, once I finish all the retopology stuff, so that means I'll have all of this. Main things here, so I won't have the greaves or the boots or the gloves. We can do that right away. Actually, we'll move right on to that, like right after this, and then maybe even after that we could texture up the actual orc because we haven't even done that yet. Which is pretty important for the unit, you know, having the main model done. Alright. Is there a different... For some reason this one seems a lot wider. It seems I have to cover more distance. Regardless, this needs to move over. Okay, I think that's the good height. So I know you said you'd like to work on a less spiky faction, but is there any single unit you'd love to work on if you got the chance? Ooh, that's a really good question. I don't know. I really want to work on someone who's got, I really like doing detail work, like little ornate designs and stuff like that. So I guess I could look through the Trello here and see a unit, you know, that has that. Maybe a high-tier elves unit or a high-tier dwarves unit. Actually, you know, it just kind of, as units, you know, go up the tiers, they become more detailed, right? They become more ornate, you know, just little designs and stuff. So I know they're planning Gondor rework, so maybe one of the high-tier Gondor units would be really fun. The Wardens of Ithilien look really fun to do, just because they look, I don't know, I like the simple, kind of clean, medieval-looking armor, and then you could add some ornate designs to them. I think that'd be really fun. So, I guess that's kind of my answer to that. Ooh, actually, I do have an answer for you. I think is it a Haradrim? Yeah, I think it's a Harad unit. I always thought it'd be really, really fun from a long time ago to do the, where are they? Oh, I need to find them. I can't find them anymore. Harad had such a big rework. I can't remember. Yeah, I would say an upper tier Gondor unit. There was this one concept for like it was either Harad or Easterling unit, but I think it's since been replaced. It's not Black Numenorians. It's like Serpent something, I don't know, very high tier one. That I'm pretty sure underwent a roster change. Or a visual change, not sure. Pretty sure it was a roster change. It was called like Serpent's Guard or something, but I think it must have been rechanged then because it's now a bodyguard unit. It is Serpent's Guard, but they've changed the art for it. There is a new Serpent's Guard now. I still would have liked to work on the new Serpent's Guard concept regardless. The old one, I really like the old concept as well, the Serpent's Guard, but we changed the general feel. If you've seen all the Variag like work stuff by Alter, I think there's quite a few announcements and posts on that. So we kind of changed the aesthetic. What is a Morgul Knight? Oh, you're asking. Asking Harrison. I thought you were asking me. I'm like, I have no clue. I would say unlikely. I think most of our evil factions are kind of set in stone in terms of their rosters. Actually, that's not true because they are changing Mordor as we speak. But ooh, Harrison, I would say you're very unlikely to see that. That's probably not going to happen. Okay, these are done. Shoot, I forgot to rename everything. Oh, okay. I gotta rename everything. Okay, what is this? This is, yeah. Make sure you rename your stuff so it's all organized. Underscore tunic. 131. So this is Morgul. Raiders. Belt. 01. Underscore 1. Boom. And this is Morgul Raiders underscore. I don't even know what you call this piece of armor. Like skirt? Alright. Any of you play Lord of the Rings mod of Minecraft? Oh, I have actually played that, but like, that was a really long time ago. But I would say our factions are kind of already fleshed out, and you're unlikely to see something new or surprising. If you were to ask me. Okay. Oops. Well, just the heavy plate or cloaks really get me. We do have a unit we're still working on. This is when I was working on tier 3. These are... Who are these guys again? I remember this. We had a big thing going on about this. Where is it? These guys. Is it the Rogue Bodyguard? I think they are. I do believe this is the bodyguard unit. So the bodyguard unit was sort of we were working for the bodyguard unit, thinking about what to do, and it was kind of between something like this, which is similar to tier 3, right? But just more, just kind of tier 3 on steroids. I really like these guys, kind of looking guys, which kind of reminds me of what you're saying, of like heavy plate and cloaks. And so then, yeah, it turned into a concept like this for the tier 4 bodyguard, in which I kind of personally really liked this kind of looking thing. I like this looking guy. Maybe a heavier, more accented helmet. That's probably what I'd do. And I would probably do something with the chest plate. Yeah, I'd have a piece that goes under instead of above. This kind of top piece would go above, and then I'd have something that comes out under. And then with the heavy cloak. the big massive shield. Yeah, they do look chunky, which is the entire point. I want them to be kind of brutal and heavy looking. But they have cool ideas like mutants riding rhinos. That's I don't think that's happening. Would hiding the plate under cloth make them see? I think it doesn't really work. It might work like in real life, but it's kind of hard to kind of sell that in a game. You kind of want to show the metal and the armor, otherwise they just kind of look obese. Right? Like the armor sells it, so you kind of want to have the armor up front. In my opinion. The helmet design on the top one, as in this guy. I really like these ones. It reminds me, like the top part kind of reminds me like almost like a stall helm, but it's like much heavier. It's just menacing. It's like, I don't know. It's very simple, but like it's also at the same time iconic and like powerful, very strong. This one is kind of cool though. I do like this one as well. It is kind of like this one a bit, but with a face guard. I think that was the inspiration. Yeah, could the mutants also be Teenage Turtles? Yeah, at this point, why not? Alright. So, retopologize this. Same process, but we're actually almost done now. God, the sun is shining in my eyes. Can't see anything. And I think we use the same approach. I'm trying to think, maybe, okay, 3 polys across. So maybe this one I won't even. Actually, no, we will. Okay. Subdivision surface. Shrink wrap. Buff surface. By just a little amount so we can see it. And then we'll do it in 2 goes. Like so. Like this, yeah, perfect. I will say this cloth is nice to retopologize. When the cloth gets really weird looking, like a lot of folds and wrinkles, and folding it on itself, like the hood is going to be a pain first of all to make, and then it's also going to be a pain to retopologize. So these are easy shapes. You can kind of, it's just a rectangular kind of shape, slightly curved. Very easy to retopologize. But when you get to like stuff that's a lot like this, where it's this kind of weird, kind of funky shape, that starts to get wacky with the topology. Okay. And then after this and the last cloth thing, we can do, I think greaves would be kind of fun to do. Iffy on the hood design, as in the fact that there's a hood, or the way the hood looks. so, yep. Almost done. And then we're going to tatter everything up also when we get into the texturing phase or whatever. That's when we can mess up the cloth a bit. I wonder if I could pull this off. This. And then I can bring everything down a bit. Just so that there's not incredibly low poly density here. Like so. Yep. Down, bring it down. Nice. And then the same thing on the other side. Okay. Copy it over. And repeat. Unfortunately, Retopology is like one of the more tedious stages. That's why there's a bunch of tools for it, but it's also quite hard to do, so that's why no computer is really good at doing it. Unfortunately. And there are some great tools actually I should probably even experiment with. Like there is a tool called Retopologizing for Blender, which is, you know, meant for stuff exactly like this. Yeah, maybe by the time we get to the next stream, that might be a while actually. Next time I stream, I'll have Retopoflow set up, so I can just use that. 'Cause there still will be some more retopology. Because essentially anywhere you have to sculpt or you have to simulate, you have to retopologize. Or when you sculpt, to be honest. So it's a useful tool to learn / have. So there's no real reason why I shouldn't. Looks like it hugs the head a little too tight. And it's just stapled onto the armor. Well, that's not a worry about the concept because once again, we simulate it, and when we simulate it, it'll behave like the real thing, so it's not. It might be just a concept thing, the way it's drawn, but I think it's cool to kind of have the hood, and it'll be good variation for the heads and stuff. You'll have one with hood, one with the hood tucked back, and then one with no hood. So you've got plus the regular head variants, just the face variants as well. Okay, so that's done. This is going to be skirt. Or yeah, I don't even know what to call this kind of armor. Just kind of the cloth hanging off the waist. Could not tell you. Who comes up with these designs? Is it just a single 2D artist, or is it more of a collaborative effort with multiple people pitching ideas? So multiple people kind of pitch the idea of the unit. Well, we have multiple concept artists, but our most prominent one is our team leader, Mayron, Tom Romaine. And he does a significant amount of the concepts. But we do have multiple concept artists. And a lot of stuff is kind of inspired from scenes from the film. And if not from the film, then any kind of close sources, whether it be the book or other games or other mods or something like that, you know. But coming up with the aesthetic of the unit is a team effort, but then the actual just kind of drawing, putting the idea to practice, that is our artists, and they each do, you know, their own. But it's this one you can kind of tell the style itself. It's just Mayron, and he does a lot of them. Ninja, that question has been answered a million times. The answer is no. There will be no mountain goats. No goat capillary. Not happening. Last piece. Almost there. Kind of want to mirror this, but at the same time I don't. So this one has some funky stuff going on. Some funky topology I don't like. It's kind of curling in on itself very strangely, which I don't very much like. This is something hard to retopologize. So I'm going to try to manually uncurl it a tiny bit. Because I do not want to. Okay. Just trying to very diligently unfurl this nightmare the simulation created. Because this will be unfun. I'll just curl it with it, to be honest. Here, we're all curling now. Like so. Yep, there we go. Like that. There we go. I think that topology is much easier to work with now. I'll also bring this up so it's not so spiky. Okay. I think like so is good. It's topology I can sort of understand and won't mess up. Alright, now, same process. Someone brought up the idea of giving the orcs tattoos. I think that could look cool if the upper tier Torx have any exposed skin. I don't think, I mean, it's just not something you really see in the movies, so there's no point. Or even war, I mean, yeah, war paint also, but it's just not, once again, like, you just go. Like, I guess. That's an Uruk. This guy has a tattoo. It's just not something that's, I don't know, very prevalent in my opinion. Yeah, the white hand, and that's not even the Mordor orcs, right? That's Isengard. This guy has to take this one guy. But most of the other guys do not have like war paint or tattoos, right? Yeah, I doubt it. Is Azog or Bolg going to be different general like Unabed? Yeah, Zara already answered. Yeah, not likely. That is true. We have to, yeah, you do have to realize we, yeah, like, that we are, the campaign's based on a timeline. So not every single Middle-earth character will be alive when the events of the campaign are happening. And we're making the mod for the campaign, right? That's the ultimate goal at the end. So we will not see every single Lord of the Rings character put into this mod. It is not a collective Lord of the Rings mod. It is based around a campaign. Okay, this one will be 4. Cross. 4 vertices across. No fat goblin, sad face. Like the Goblin King guy in the mountain. That was a weird scene. The Hobbit overall gives me some strange vibes here and there. I'll likely end the stream in like 20-30 minutes-ish. Because I gotta go do something in an hour, but I also want to take a little bit of rest. So I can barely keep my eyes open right now. let's try to finish. Okay, we're gonna go a little faster, and I'm gonna try to finish this armor piece. Yeah, and even if there's like one scene where there's tattoos, it's not the general. It's not the norm, right? The general orc of Mordor does not have tattoos. So I think I would say it's quite unlikely that you will see that we will make the orcs with tattoos. Also, I think that takes away from the muscle detail on their skin, which I would much rather see. For being completely honest. Ooh, yeah, we're starting to get into some campaign questions that I am not too sure about some of the campaign mechanics. I'm not sure. I actually don't know how true we're staying to, the base game in terms of those kind of mechanics. If you have a hero dies, yeah, like Zarn and Casual are saying right now. Maybe somewhat. I guess we're trying to be accurate. So. Yeah, we haven't also... Yeah, I don't think we've started modeling, like, agents, right? These are all custom generals, but... We do have... We also have agents that need to be in the game. Yeah, we're not the campaign. We're not the ones in charge of that. So yeah, exactly what Zarn is saying. We can't assume. Actually, what I'm going to do is I have this genius idea. I'm going to compress this. I don't want snapping. So I want to compress this part a bit, just so it's easier to put it together. I think like so is good. All right. We're all good. How far is Goblin Infection? Because you haven't seen them much in previews. Or can you not say? Yeah, I'm not the one who's working on them. Hagenaz is. And all I can say is, what you see in previews is a good representation of what's been done. And you also saw them in the recent trailer, I believe, right? They were in the Casa of Doom trailer. Like the map. So I think that's a good representation of the progress. What's the most difficult model you've made for this mod so far? Ooh, I would actually say... Okay, there are some annoying ones, and then there are some difficult ones. I would say maybe... the Guards of the Teeth helmet. Like the Mouth of Sauron helmet. Where's the helmet? This helmet was probably the hardest thing to make. Let me see. Let me pull it up, to be honest. I do like to look at it. Well, I gotta get that figured out, to be honest, so... Maybe actually I can just show it to you in Substance. One second. Oh. I think I might have to do this off stream. Yeah, I haven't opened 3ds Max or Substance Painter in like half a year because of school. So a lot of stuff has expired on me, unfortunately. So let me see if I can even just redeem my Substance Painter. I'll do that at the very least. Actually, no, I know for sure I can get 3ds Max, worst case scenario, but let's redeem this license. What's your favorite part of modeling? The material phase. Texturing is a lot of fun. Or sculpting. Sculpting and texturing. It's kind of where you get to see most of your work come in. Oh, okay. Well, actually, okay, one second. What's happening here? Okay. Is it telling me that my... No? I guess Substance has moved to Adobe, so that means I technically own it. Is it the overlapping plates or the curves and the spikes that are difficult? Yeah, I guess it's the overall. Yeah, the overlapping definitely is a layer of difficulty. But what it is it's kind of getting these pieces to come out in your model, because that has to be something in your topology. Your topology kind of has to, like, this is kind of defining the way your model is made. So these lines have to be apparent in your model. So these things here, like, you know, these lines you see here have to, you know, form up to create your shape. So getting that to work with the entire thing, as well as the spikes and the overlapping plates and whatnot, overall made it probably the most difficult thing. So let's go to substance. Okay, so let me just quickly, I won't take too long on this because I don't want to delay the stream because of this license thing. Are you able to do larger models such as Morgul? Apologies, that's probably asked many times, but it's first time watching tonight. Yeah, no worries about that. Yeah, Zarn already answered, we are planning to do Morgul. And trolls and other larger creatures. So strange, I don't know what's happening here. No worries about derailing the stream. Okay, so next up, copy this over to the other side. Oh, whoops, these are somehow connected. Ah, I see. I accidentally selected through it. Okay. So they've changed their stuff up a bit. Let's try this again. One second. I did not know Substance was bought up by Adobe. That really sucks. Okay, I can get this. Never mind. We're all good. We're all good. Okay. Okay, I think that did it. That should have... Okay, it says I already have an active education license. Okay. I don't want to install the newest one. What happened to the one I already own? Okay. This should work. Okay. Okay, we did it. Cool. We're in. Crisis averted. This is cool. This is a cool little launcher thing. Let's go open. Yeah. Here we are. Okay. So I think there were some things I did before I... Alright, yeah, there it is. I tried doing things kind of dark in the text, but I don't think it worked exactly, and I think this is more rusty in game. It's not this clean. So yeah, that is I think I got it pretty accurate. Yeah, I believe so. I do believe I got it quite accurate. Yeah. There's only like a few differences, I think. Like this shape up here is a little different. Otherwise, yeah, the way, like this thing here, the way it all comes together is a bit different. You should come back farther back. Like it doesn't curve down like this here and like this. It kind of just goes up and like this and like this. So that's a little different, but otherwise it does kind of recreate it, I think. That was a fun one. I also did manage to get my license back, so that's cool. Okay, so let's finish this asset and then I think I have to go, but let's do this real quick again. Same kind of thing. Oh, is my thing frozen? Did the stream freeze for you guys? Were you able to see substance? Interesting. It just froze. Okay. I think I know exactly why, and I may be really dumb. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I know, but what happened was, Because I'm on display capture. I'm on window capture instead of display capture. So, yeah, it's just me being an idiot. Okay, let's see how this looks. Because I would like to switch it to a window capture regardless. I shouldn't be messing around with this now. I think I've just broken the entire stream. 1 second. Try this one more time. Come on, okay. Show me something. Yeah, my OBS acts up a bit. I need to update it sometime. Not important. Let's finish this and then I'll have that fixed for next time instead of messing around with it on stream a bunch. Yeah, I didn't realize that I was on a display. I was on a window capture instead of display capture, so it was just on Blender. I'll have that fixed for next time, because then it would suck if I went to work on any other software. But essentially, I was stuck on trying to get my license back for Substance, but I did get it back. So I have my texture software back, and then I also need to redeem my Autodesk software, 3ds Max. That one might be an issue because so Substance Painter you can get free as long as you want. It's like you just have to renew it every year. That's the only thing you have to do. Meanwhile, 3ds Max, I believe you get it once for 3 years. They give it to you for 3 years on a student license, and then you don't get it after that. I should be fine though, because I can technically get it, I think, for as long as I want on my regular student license, because I'm not using it. I'm just redeeming it whatever for student license, but I actually have I own a license with the university I'm in, so I do technically own it, but on like 2 accounts essentially. So I don't really have much to sweat about for that. Alright. Almost done. Just get everything into place, and then this was how I did it. Yes, it was. Okay, so this needs to go down like this essentially. Like this. so. Nope, doesn't do that. In fact, does not do that. That was a mistake. Okay, it goes like this. Like this. Yeah, like that. Like this. And then it goes like this. This just goes down. Like so. Like that. Boom. Done? Yep. Let's rename that. Gotta rename everything. Let's get a Morgul Raiders. Skirt. 0.3. 31. Okay. There we go. Let's see what we've done for today. So essentially, we finished our low poly, basically, for all this main armor here. It's a lot, actually. It's kind of a lot done, to be honest. So, and then these pieces are kind of easier in my opinion. It's a lot less hassle with the simulation. We'll keep the same chainmail cloth base, the same underlying layer here, this thing here. Right, this will be the. Ooh, what is happening there? Oh, that's just the shrink wrap. We're all good. But we're gonna keep this same underlying thing here. For all these, it's gonna be the same chainmail. Boom, 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 boom. And then we just have to make this. We've made this thing. We're gonna make this and this next. Another chest plate variant. Some belt accessories, the weapons, and then the kind of other peripheral things. So yeah, this guy is coming together. He's definitely going to be chunkier, which I'm really excited about. Like it'll be nice to see him, his proportions in game. Like we'll be able to respect, you know, his size compared to the other Mordor faction, so that they will stand out, right? They will be larger, which is cool. I'm a fan of that. They'll be kind of towering over the other guys. All right, so yeah, I do have to head out now, but thank you guys for participating in the stream today. Appreciate all you guys coming out, and yeah, I don't know next time. I don't know when the next time I'll stream is. Not too sure. Just because I'll be pretty busy from now on, but regardless, ideally it'll be soon, and we'll continue on these guys. I'll also work on these guys behind the scenes as well.